Loft. Full straight. With this, these 7-for-1. End of the bowling, end of the over. Direct hit would have given a positive result at the bowling end, but somehow the throw missed the wickets. The non-striker is still there, remains not out. This he wanted to loft over the head of the bowler. That did not connect, corrected by the wicket keeper. Bowler ready to bowl the next ball. On the back foot, he wanted to drive, but does not connect well. It goes to the point fielder, who throws it back to the bowler. Oh. Again, a direct hit they would have lost a wicket, missed it. And the bowler was nowhere near the ball to collect it and hit the stumps. They moved on to 47 for the loss of 1 wicket. Okay. End of the over, 49 for 1. అట్లాగే ఇది అప్డేట్ ఆటోమేటిక్ కాదా? స్కోర్ రావట్లేదు బాబు ఇది. పేర్లని రావాలి కదా. పేర్లైనా రావాలి కదా, స్క్రీనే రావట్లేదు. The long on fielder running behind the ball. In the meantime, the batters have crossed over for two. Batters have crossed over for a quick single. The batter hit it on the back foot towards the mid-off, short mid-off, and by the time the ball is retrieved by the fielder and thrown back to the bowler, they have crossed over for a single. Wide outside the off stump, bowled. Batter wanted to square cut it, doesn't collect. Played defensively on the back foot. They cross over for a single. Good length ball. Left alone by the batter, collected by the wicketkeeper and back to the bowler. Short pitch delivery, pulled towards the fine leg, And it's going to cross the boundary line, I think. 4, beautiful 4. గ్రౌండ్లోనే ఉన్నారా? ఒక్కసారి రాగలుగుతారా? హెల్ప్ కావాలండి నాకు. ఇవి మారిపోయినాయి, చెప్పడానికి అవ్వట్లేదు. ఊరికే బాల్ టు బాల్ చెప్తున్నాను అంతే. మీరు ఒకసారి రండి, మళ్ళీ ఈసారి సెట్ చేసి ఇస్తే అయిపోతుంది. షార్ట్ పిచ్ డెలివరీ, pulled towards the square leg. By the time the fielder fields, they cross over for another single. Bowled around the wicket. Good delivery. Batter wanted to hit it square. Does not connect. Collected by the wicket keeper. Lofted shot. Two fielders going for the ball. Dropped. ఇక్కడికి వచ్చి స్టక్ అయింది. అక్కడికి ఎందుకు వెళ్ళిందని అడిగితే ఇక్కడ ఏదో 3 ఇట్లా 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 వచ్చి టచ్ చేస్తాడు. అది నాకు డౌట్ ఎందుకు వచ్చిందంటే స్కోర్ కార్డు వాజ్ నాట్ బీయింగ్ అప్డేటెడ్. Passionate 11, 66 for 1, 6.3 overs. Storm Riders opted to field after winning the toss. Dana, not out 11, Sandeep, not out 22. Murali Galla bowled the 4th ball of the over. The batter punched it towards the extra cover, fielded by the extra cover fielder. Back to the ball. 67 for 1. ఇక్కడ ఉంది. Taken on the full toss. Is going to cross the boundary for a beautiful 4. With this 4, the score moves on to 71 for 1. Chair lala beta. So Sandeep moves on to 26 with 4 boundaries. Dana not out 12, 1 boundary. Another short pitch delivery driven towards the point area. While the fielder in the deep point comes and fields the ball, they cross over for a single. With this, the score moves on to 72 for the loss of 1 wicket. 7 overs completed. At the end of the 7th over, the score is 72 for 1. Match is in between Passionate 11 versus Storm Riders in the RPL season 82 being played on at Sujata School Cricket Ground. It's in the league stage, limited overs match, limited to 18 overs. Sujata School Cricket Ground. Toss has been won by Storm Riders and they opt to field. Next over. Mahesh Mandalapu operating from the pavilion end. Off-break bowler hit very hard towards the cover area by the batter. No run. A crossover for a quick single. By the time the mid-off fielder comes and fields, they crossover for a quick single. 7.2. This time the batter wanted to play a square cut but then doesn't connect. Last 2 balls, the batter was attempted to strike the ball but failed, corrected by the wicketkeeper. No addition to the score. Off break bowler, collected by the wicketkeeper and back to the bowler. 73 for 1, 8 overs completed. Dana not out 12, Sandeep not out 28. 73 for 1. Four fielders placed on the onside. One is long on, one is deep mid wicket, one is deep square leg right on the boundary, and one short fine leg. Lofted shot straight to the long on, long off boundary. Fielded there, they get only a single. He wanted to drive, but then it has taken an outer edge, crossed the deep boundary and the third man area. The bowler, the fielder has gone there to retrieve the ball. It was an unintended shot, in fact. He wanted to drive the ball, but then it takes an edge and it goes past the point fielder to the deep third man area for a boundary. 74 for 1 score. Wide outside the off stump, batter failed attempt to touch the ball. Fortunately, doesn't connect. Short pitch delivery. Oh my God, it was a catch. It was clearly nicked by the batter. So Dana gets a life on 16 of Chandrasekhar. Chandrasekhar bowling 1.4 overs, driven towards the deep third man area, gets a single for that. Dana moves on to 16. Sandeep moves on to 29. Short pitch delivery, pulled towards the fine leg area, or it's in between fine leg and the square leg for a beautifully hit boundary. With this boundary, the score moves on to 78 for 1, 8.4 overs. Drinks break. $78 for 1. 8.4 overs. Actually, now it's a drinks interval. Welcome to today's league match being played between Passionate 11 and Storm Riders in the RPL Season 82 being played at Sujata School Cricket Ground. The match has been restricted to 18 overs per side. Storm Riders have won the toss and decided to field. After 9 overs, 83 for 1. Sandeep not out 33 with 5 boundaries. Dana 17 with 3 boundaries. Chandrasekhar and Mahesh were operating. Chandrasekhar bowled 2 overs till now, gave away 21 runs, no wicket. Mahesh Mandalapu, 3 overs, gave away 22 runs, no wicket. Lot of cricket grounds are there in the vicinity in this area and also as Aziz Nagar. And number of matches are being played in these grounds. Very well developed grounds. Most of the grounds are having even floodlight facilities. So matches are being played in the evenings also. Very interesting, very well developed grounds. A lot of opportunities are there for young talent to come up in life. And all the corporate offices who are there in this area, they prefer to play on the weekends, that is on Saturdays and Sundays. Today is Saturday, therefore we are having this match today at the Sujata School Cricket Playground. And the teams are Storm Riders and Passionate 11. Now, as is the practice, after 50% of the overs are bowled, this side gets changed. The bowler will operate from the other end instead of the pavilion end. So, the field placements are third man, point, deep cover, cover, and long on, long off. On the leg side, long on, deep mid wicket, and short uh, fine leg, and deep square leg. This ball, the batter steered it towards the point area and gets a single for that. Short pitch delivery, tries to steer it towards the third man area. Down collected by the wicket keeper and back to the bowler. Score remains 83 for the loss of 1 wicket. Appealed for LBW and is declared plumb LBW, right, caught right in front of the wickets. He wanted to drive, hit him on the left pad, and is walking back dejected to the pavilion. So, they have lost their second wicket at 83. Passionate 11 versus Storm Riders are playing today in this league match at the Sujata School Cricket Playground. This is a league round match, and the match has been restricted to 18 overs per side. So far, 9 overs have been bowled. Lofted shot. Running for 20 yards from the deep cover area, takes the catch with a lot of happiness, and the batter walking back to the pavilion. Next ball, short pitch delivery on the off stump, outside the off stump rather, fails to connect the ball. Back to the bowler. This time he drives it hard all along the ground towards the extra cover area, fielded by the long off fielder. In the meantime, the batters have crossed for a single. Bowler operating around the wickets to the new batter. Bowled outside the off stump, collected by the wicket keeper. No score. Bowler operating from around the wickets. Short pitch delivery outside the off stump. Hit it in the air and dropped there. He has dropped. It came into his hands, but then as it came into his hands, it came out of the hands also. In the meantime, the batters have crossed for two. Beautiful four towards the point area. I think the ball stopped. The batters thought that it will cross the boundary. They did not take more runs. They have restricted themselves to two. నేను పెట్టిన మెసేజేనా సరే నాకు అర్థం కాలే నువ్వు పిలుస్తున్నావేమో వెనక పోతున్నావు కదా అని చెప్పి అనుకొని పెట్టిన వస్తలేదు ఏమంటావు రైట్ నేను కామెంటరీ చెప్తున్నాను మళ్ళీ మాట్లాడతాను బాయ్ బాయ్ ఓ రామా By the time the fielder stops the ball right on the boundary line, batters have crossed for 2. Driven to the long on boundary, and he gets a single for that. హలో నేను ఇంతకు చేసినప్పుడు కామెంటరీలో ఉన్నాను అందుకని రిసీవ్ చేసుకోలేదు అదే అదే పిక్ చేశారా లేకపోతే ఏంటి అని అడుగుదామని ఫోన్ చేశాను నా అకౌంట్లో వేస్తే చాలు నేను అడిగిస్తాను There is a change in the field placements. A new fielder has been placed in the deep third man position. The existing fielder is moved towards the point area. Off the back foot, drives it towards the cover area. The ball slows down. The fielder picks up the ball and throws it to the wicket keeper. The batter gets a single for that. End of the over. बाबू थोड़ा स्कोर और नंबर ऑफ ओवर्स बोलो बेटा मेरा सिस्टम मेरे को बहुत ट्रबल कर रहा चेयर ला लेना बेटा मेरे पैर दुखते नहीं मेरे को क्या हो रहा बोले तो ये कहीं कहीं चले जा रहा पता नहीं क्यों हो रहा है मैं ऑन करके दूं क्या चलेगा आज का मैच देखना बोल तो नहीं मिल रहा मेरे को वो मेरे को ठीक से आता भी नहीं आता आपको रखना played defensively and crossed over for a single. हाँ किया किया रख के दिया 2 बार रख के दिया फिर वही प्रॉब्लम आईफोन है वो इसलिए परेशान कर मेरे पास और एक फ़ोन है वो ला लूँगा कल परसों कल भी नहीं होगा परसों से ला आया
ऐसे करना खाली स्कोर अपडेट होता है ऐसा खींच लिए तो अपडेट होता है
ओके थैंक यू बेटा आप आ जाओ ना बेटा इधर चेयर ला
फोन देख रहा है ना इसका वास्ते आपको डिस्टर्ब होता है
अच्छा हाँ तो आपका नाम क्या है तो गोलू सोनू ओके pulls it towards the mid-wicket area and crosses over for a single. With this, the score moves on to 101 for the loss of 3 wickets, 12.4 overs. Individual scores, Dinesh not out 11, Dana not out 24. Bowler operating, Funny, 2.4 overs, gave away 21 runs and taken 1 wicket. Ranjit Sodam, 2 overs, 8 runs, no wicket. tries to loft it, but then overthrow. With this overthrow, the score moves on to 104 for the loss of 3 wickets. Dana not out 26, Dinesh not out 12. End of the 13th over, and the batting team has moved to 104. 5 overs more. Murli Galla operating the next over. Hit it on the back foot. Ball runs towards the long off area. Gets a single for that. 105 for 3. Murli Galla operating around the wicket. Batter is Dana. Short pitch delivery. He has hit it in the IPL style, live play style. He fails to collect the ball and hit the stumps. Batter survives. He gets 2 runs for that. 107 for 3. Again, the same shot has been attempted, and the umpire declares it as a wide. Driven again towards the mid wicket area and gets a single for that. The match is being played between Passionate 11 and Storm Riders. It's in the league stage, being played at the Sujata School Cricket Ground. Match has been restricted to 18 overs per side. Murli coming in to bowl for the last time in this over. Short pitch delivery. The batter attempts to hit it behind the wicketkeeper's head, a la IPL style. Declared out, caught behind. $110 for the loss of 4 wickets. Both the batters are having a mid-wicket conference. The batter who has just come in is being briefed about the wicket and the quality of bowling. Six fielders on the offside. Five fielders on the offside. Mid off, cover, point, short third man, and the third man. This time, the batter pushes it towards the deep point area. Gets one single for that. And triple one for four. 111 for the loss of 4 wickets. Ranjit Sodam operating from the far end. Hundred 12 for 4. Lofted shot, beautifully hit. Lofted shot. I'm waiting to see the umpire whether he declares it as a 6 or a 4 boundary. Ball went on to the main road. Bowler, the fielder at the long on area, has retrieved the ball. As a 6. With the 6, the total moves on to 118 for the loss of 4. The batter moving away from the wickets, tries to defend the ball on the back foot. Ball hits the pads. Back to the bowler. Behind the wicket, and the third man fields the ball and throws it back to the wicket keeper. Batter gets 2 runs for that. 1-2-0 for the loss of 4. Another lofted shot and taken at the fine leg. One, 2-0 for 5. 120 for 5 at the end of 15 overs. Srikanth Veerapattini has come onto the field at the non-striker side, and the batter is Basha. Hit it on the back foot, goes to the deep point area for a single. 121 for 5. Ball goes to the same fielder, same area, gets a single for that. 122 for the loss of 5 wickets. Basha not out 2, Srikanth not out 1. Again the same shot, but then it doesn't go to the same fielder, it goes to the short point area, gets a single for that. 123 for the loss of 5. Slog driven towards the mid wicket area, gets a single for that. 124 loss of 5 wickets. Driven on the back foot towards the cover area. By the time fielder stops the ball, they cross over for a single. 125 for 5. As I told you, the match has been restricted to 18 overs per side. Therefore, now only 2 overs remain to be completed in this match. Flicked towards the deep square leg and covers the ball, and the batters are restricted to a single. 126 for the loss of 5. Short pitch delivery hit towards the mid off area, gets a single for that. 127 for 5. 127 for 5. Stand corrected, please. 127 for 5. Another short pitch delivery hit towards the cover area, cover point area. Fielder is there, right on the boundary line. Stops it, restricts the batters to only 1. 128 for 5. Short pitch delivery pulled towards the mid wicket area. Fielder is there. Batters get only a single. 129 for 5. That is the end of, no, 16.4 overs. Two balls left. Taken on the full toss. Beautiful 6. This is the second six of the innings. Powerfully hit towards the deep fine leg area. No fielder is there. He gets a 6 for that maximum. So 135 for 5. Another lofted shot towards the straight boundary. Another 6. Back to back sixes. Basha moves on to 18. Two sixers scored in that 18. Wide outside the off stump. Umpire declares it as a wide. 142 for the loss of 5 wickets. Again wide outside the off stump, outside the strip, declared as. Lovely shot. 6. Another 6. Over the mid wicket. Taken on the half volley. One 149 for 5. 17.1 overs. Straight driven into the air. But then the fielder doesn't attempt for the catch. Restricts the batters for a single. 151 for 5. Last 2 balls of the innings. Wide outside the off stump, declared as a wide by the umpire. 153 for the loss of 5 wickets. Beautifully hit for a straight six. 160 for the loss of 5 wickets. Srikanth moves on to 11. Basha not out 26 with 3 sixers. Srikanth has hit 1 6 in his 11. Last ball of the innings. Beautiful drive towards the mid-wicket area. Restricts the batsman to one. He is declared run out at the non-striker's end. So they have 161 for the loss of 6 wickets. Welcome to today's league match. League नहीं ये तो ऑन है, टेक्निकल हेल्प चाहिए. Bowler is bowling tight line and length, making Shiva. Right, right. Okay, समझ गया ना. अच्छी बात. Purushottam and Jayachand have opened the innings. They yet to open their score. Satish Nutal Pati operating from the pavilion end. They have to get 162 runs to win the match, today's match. Intended drive, took an outer edge. The wicketkeeper tried to catch it. It touched his fingers and crossed the boundary line for a 4. Unintended shot, but they still get a 4 for that. Field placements. Deep, third man, point, cover, mid off, and a long off on the offside. On the leg side, mid on, deep mid wicket right on the boundary line, a short fine leg, besides the wicket keeper and the bowler. Satish for the last time in this over. Short pitch delivery outside the off stump. Umpire will declare it as a wide. No, he has not declared it wide. So at the end of the first over, 6 for no wicket. Bowled outside the off stump, declared as a wide. Lofted shot over the mid wicket, declared as a 6. Beautifully hit, well timed. Purushottam not out 7 with 1-6. Jaychand 4 not out. Short pitch delivery hit very hard on the back foot, crosses the boundary. Oh, yep, boundary. Lot of punches there in his bat. On the back foot, he could get a boundary. Very powerful hit. Purushottam enters into double figures. Bowled outside the leg stump, attempts to drive, takes an inner edge, goes towards the deep square leg, doesn't cross the boundary line, fielded by the square leg fielder, throws back to the bowler. Batter gets 2. With this, he moves on to 13, 1-3. 13, unlucky number. Towards the mid-on area where the fielder is placed. Fields it, restricts the batter to a single, moves on to 14. 20 for no loss. Jaychand facing. Straight on driven all along the ground. Again the same fielder collects the ball and throws back to the bowler. Restricts it for a single. Jaychand moves on to 5. Lofted shot. Very well taken in the cover area. Very well judged and very well taken over the head. So, Purushottam loses his wicket. 21 for the loss of 1 wicket at the end of 2 overs. Twenty-two for 1. A beautifully hit boundary over the square leg. No fielder there. Musco moves on to 26 for the loss of 1 wicket. Vikram Aditya, the new man, opens his account with a beautifully hit boundary over the square leg. played defensively on the back foot. By the time the fielder comes and fields the ball, they take a quick single, taking the score to 20. Satish for the last time in the second over will bowl to Jaichand. Taken on a wide, declared as wide, bowled outside the leg stump. Further going away, declared as a wide. End of the over. 29 for 1. 3 overs completed. Left arm. Bowling left arm from the wicket. Taken on the back foot. Driven very hard, but then very efficiently fielded by the deep extra cover. Short pitch delivery again. This time it has come to an overthrow would have been possible, but then the batters have not attempted for that. Score remains at 29 for the loss of 1 wicket. Naresh bowling very good line and length, making shot making very difficult for the batters. It's a faster one. Flicked towards the square leg and get a single for that. Jaichand 6 not out. Vikramaditya 6 not out. Naresh running away from us to bowl to Vikramaditya. Taken on the full toss. Short pitch delivery. It was in the air for some time, but then quick single has been crossed over. 30 for 1. 31 for 1. 4 overs over. Fine, 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 fine only. The fielding side have requested the umpire to change the ball because it has lost its shape. Now, there are arrangements being made in the pavilion. यहाँ नीचे तो नहीं है साहब. So again, the ball has been replaced with a new ball. It's only 4 overs old. At the score of 31 for the loss of 1 wicket, the ball has been changed. Hundred and 31 runs more to get to win the match of 84 balls. Lofted shot over the head of the mid-wicket fielder. The fielder from the square leg tried to field it with his legs, but then it has crossed over the boundary for a beautifully hit lofted shot. 4. With this boundary, the score moves on to 35 for the loss of 1 wicket. Jaychand moves on to 11 with 2 boundaries. Vikram not out 6 with 1 boundary. Take another full toss. Bowler appeals for a cotton bowled, but then I think it was clearly off the pitch. Batter remains not out on 11. Lofted shot. No chance of reaching the ball. They get only 1 run for that. 36 for the loss of 1. Jaychand moves on to 12. Drives it back to the bowler. The ball gets reflected off the bowler's hand, and 1 run is afforded to the batter. With this, the score moves on to 37 for the loss of 1. 5 overs over. Strong riders require 125 runs off 73 balls. 78 balls. Beautifully driven in the air towards the mid-off area. Crosses the boundary line for a beautifully hit 4. With this 4, the score moves on to 41 for the loss of 1 wicket. Vikram moves on to 11. Short pitch delivery, driven straight off the back foot. All along the ground, gets a single for that. With that, move on to 42 for the loss of 1 wicket. Left arm. Taken on the full or half volley. Hit straight. They get a single for that. 43 for 1. Faster one. Deflected towards the square leg. The fielder from the mid-wicket area rushes to the square leg area and recovers the ball from short fine leg. Forty-five for 1, 5.4 overs. Oh my God, what a cotton bolt. Beautiful, beautiful reflection. It was hit very powerful. Back to the bowler. He has taken it right in front of his face. He was very alert and he has taken the catch. I think it must be one of the best catches of the tournament. With this, they lost Vikram Aditya for 14. And in this 14, he had hit 2 boundaries. And the left arm spinner gets a wicket. 45 for the loss of 2 wickets. Naresh, 2 overs, 10 runs, 1 wicket. Srikanth, 1 over, 6 runs, no wicket. Srikanth operating from this end. Into the air towards the mid-wicket area and the catch is taken right on the boundary line. 1 more wicket lost. 45 for the loss of 3 wickets of 6.1 overs. Very well judged catch. If he had left that, he would have gone for a straight 6 straight away. Definite 6. Bad luck for the batter. He was caught right on the boundary line at deep mid-on. "45 for 2, 3. 47 for the loss of 3 wickets of 6.3 overs. Srikanth operating from this end, a beautifully hit full shot towards the square leg for a single. The new batter, Kranti Divine. Jaichand. Jaichand gets a single for that shot. Now the new batter, a stumping chance missed. Driven all along the ground. They cross over for a quick single and run out has been attempted. They cross over 2. 49 for 3. 50 for 3, half century. 7 overs are over. They have to get 112 runs of 66 balls. That is 11 overs only to record a win. Batting second. They have scored 50 for the loss of 3 wickets. 7 overs are over. Lot of field changes have been taking place. Driven towards the point area, gets a single for that. 51 for 3. hit of the back foot towards the straight boundary. They get a single for that. Welcome to today's match being played between Passionate 11 versus Storm Riders in the RPL season 82. It's being played at Sujata School Cricket Ground. Each side will get 18 overs. It has been restricted. And the toss was won by Storm Riders and they opted to field. This time it's a short play towards the mid-wicket area. They get a single for that. 54 for 3. Jaichand not out 4. Kranti Divine not out 4. Basha operating from this end. Played on the back foot for a single. $54 for 3. Over. At the end of 8 overs, 56 for the loss of 3 wickets. Taken on the half volley and driven towards the mid wicket. The fielder comes very fast running and collects the ball and throws it at the wicket keeper, but the throw is very wild, so there is no chance of getting the runner run out there. 56 for the loss of 3. 58 for 3. Kishore operating from pavilion end. Love driven to the long off boundary. Get a single for that. Unintended shot towards the deep third man. I think he's going to cross the boundary line. A 4. 58 plus 4. 62 for 3. 63 for 3. Hit towards the mid wicket. Fielded by the fielder. In the meantime, they get a single. 64 for the loss of 3 wickets. Jaichand enters into double figures. 10 with 1 boundary. Kranti not out 8. No boundary set. Short pitch delivery. Hit straight. The bowler tried to stop it with his leg. Could not. Batter gets a single for that. Kranti moves on to 9. 65 for 3. Very powerful shot. straight off behind the fielder, behind the bowlers. Gets a single for that. 66 for 3. 9 overs over. Wicket keeper changes ends. He comes over this side, and the bowler will start bowling from the other end. This is the rule of the game. We resume at 66 for the loss of 3 wickets. And after the wicket keeper has changed the end, short pitch delivery, tried to hit it very hard back to the bowler, but doesn't connect. No damage done. No addition to the total. Score remains at 6. Short pitch delivery. Fielded on the boundary line. Slight misfield. But then batters restrict themselves to a single only. 67 for 3. Length. Short pitch delivery. Bowled on the stumps. Batter wanted to play a cross batter shot. Misses totally and is out clean bowled. 67 for the loss of 4 wickets. Jachan not at 12. New batter him. They have yet to score 95 runs of 51 balls. Intentional late cut. There was a chance for the wicket keeper, but then that did not attempt for it. They get 2 runs for that. Through the cover area. Through the cover area, but a beautifully hit. 4. Bowler pitched it half. Short pitch delivery. Took it on the back foot and punched it towards the deep extra cover area for boundary. And again a short pitch delivery hit very hard towards the point area. Fielded by could not field it. Crosses over for another boundary, back to back boundary. सोनू सोनी है क्या भाई? नहीं, मेरा ये स्क्रीन चले गया साहब, थोड़ा सेट करके देना बस, और कुछ नहीं। वो स्कोर कमेंट्री रन करने के लिए नहीं हो रहा। कर सकते हैं आप? वो क्लिक इन्फो या क्या की है ना, वो चेंज हो गया अपने आप, पता नहीं क्यों। आ गया। थैंक यू सर। 84 for 4, 10.5 overs. Jaichand not out 24 with 3 boundaries. Tarun not out 4. Kishore operating from the far end. क्या है, क्या लाए बेटा? नहीं हो, पाए लाए। ये मेरे पास है लेकिन गर्म हो गया। After 11 overs, 86 for 11 overs. 26 runs to win. For a straight delivery, he tried to loft the ball on the outside, but then still they get one single for that. 8 for 4. He drives it. The ball goes towards the square leg. Square leg thought that he could run the non-striker, but then he fails to collect the ball. The non-striker stays safe. 89 for the loss of 4 wickets. hot and humid conditions prevailing at the ground. People are shouting for drinking water to be supplied on the ground. And they are trying to fight standing under some tree. Play resumes at 90 for 4. Came out of his hand also at the same speed. No run and no damage done to the batting side. On 90 for loss 4 wickets. Hidden in the air, square driven, right on the boundary line. He stopped the ball with his legs. बेटा थोड़ा पानी ला लेना प्लीज. Jackson is not out on 27 with 3 boundaries. In the pure 4. Fielder was standing with 12 overs are over. Storm Riders have to get 69 runs more in 36 balls, that is 6 overs, to win this game. Driven towards the square leg, gets a single for that. Towards the mid wicket area, vacant, get a single for that. take the catch, he could not cover the ground. He could not anticipate the flight of the ball. It fell down right in front of him. And the ball was sometime in the air. 100 for 4. Again hit in the air. No. It fell, it fell right in front of his legs. He was trying to stop the ball with his legs, but then the ball escaped from his legs. 2 runs. This time he plays it all along. Carlo. Last ball of this over. Beautifully hit 6 over the fine leg area. Six. The score moves on to 109 for the loss of 4 wickets. They have yet to get 53 runs off 30 balls. 53 runs, 5 overs. The score moves on to 110 for 4. Tries. No damage done. Bowler is going back on his back. Short pitch delivery. Ball crosses the boundary for a beautiful hit. There's no one. He was not even halfway. A little outside the 30. 114 for 4. And Jaichand moves on to 36 with 4 boundaries. Tarun moves to 20, 1 boundary. This time again he lofts it. He lofts it. Very well tried, but then he kicks it across the boundary for 4. Very well run for 2. 120 for 4. Last ball. Left alone. For 4. 14 overs are over. Once more to win this game of 24 deliveries. 4 overs only. Drives it to the mid wicket area for a single. 121 for the loss of 4. Taken it on the full toss and drives it all along the ground towards the mid wicket area for a single. 122 for 4. Square cuts straight to the fielder, and yet they get a single for that. 123 for 4. He wanted to reverse sweep it but couldn't connect. Taken by the wicketkeeper and back to the bowler. Score remains on 123 for the loss of 4 wickets. Declared as LBW out. He wanted to again reverse sweep that ball. He was covering the stumps. I think he was hit on the pads right in front of the wickets. Three for the loss of 5 wickets. Last ball of the 15th over. Funny is going to face that ball. Wide, declared as wide. Bowled outside the off stump, drives to drive, but then doesn't connect. End of the over, 124 for 5. 15 overs are over. Within the next 5 overs, they have to get 38 runs to win this game. Declared as wide. Hit it in the air towards the mid-wicket area. Doesn't field. Goes for a beautifully hit boundary. Two fielders have tried to stop that ball, but in between them, the ball crosses over the boundary and he gets a beautiful four. He goes outside the off stump and hits it towards the fine leg area, and the fielder from square leg comes and stops the ball, but yet the batter gets 2 runs for that. 131 for 5. Short pitch delivery driven off the back foot towards the long off boundary. Fielded there. Single for the shot. 132. Beautiful shot. Very hard hitting. They cannot stop that. It crosses the square leg boundary. And in between the square leg and the mid wicket, the ball runs over the boundary for a 4. 136 for 5. 136 for 5. 2 runs get added, so 138 for 5. Drives it towards the long on boundary, gets us. Yes. 12 balls, 23 runs is the drives it in the air and gets caught in the point area. Very well, just catch. Then he attempted the shot. Funny is out for 7. Six. Last man out was Funny, who was caught at the point area. 23 runs more, 11 balls to go. The next man in is Ranjit Sodam. He's going to face hits it straight for a single. 22 runs more, 10 balls to go. Straight hit in the air. Bowler, the fielder doesn't attempt. Fields it on the boundary line. Batter gets a single. 21 runs, 9 balls. Declared out, stumped. $141 for 6. Jaychand not out 46, 5 boundaries. Bowled him. While the wicketkeeper was celebrating the wicket, the batters have crossed over for a single. 142 for the loss of 6 wickets. Lofted shot. Straight to the field. Caught in the deep mid wicket area. The new batter, Chandrasekhar, not out batsman, Ranjit Sodam. 19 runs off 7 balls. It doesn't connect. No addition to the 145 for 7. 17 runs more to get off 6 balls. Hit in the air towards the boundary. Two fielders have run to stop that ball. Only 1 run gets accrued. 146 for the loss of 7 wickets. 17.2 overs. This time the ball is he's hit towards the cover area and get 2 for that. 148 for 7. This time he hit the ball to the straight boundary and still gets 2 runs more. Square driven, ball goes towards the cover boundary. Fielder is there, restricts the batter to a single. $151 for 7. $152 for 7. They have won the match. Today's league match was played between Passionate 11 and Storm Riders at RPL, sorry, in the RPL season 82.